All right, hey, what's up, everybody? Mike Lindsley back with you here at the Brewerton Diner, getting ready to order some breakfast, and wanted to pay Mike and Jackie and the gang a visit. Make sure you get down here. If you are in and around Central New York, you're home, seeing friends, family over holiday times or whatever the case may be, you got to get to the Brewerton Diner. This is a must-stop in Central New York, right off the Bartell Road exit in Brewerton. They've got the Brewerton Benedict. They've got great hash entrees, omelets, you name it. And for lunch, you can go Reuben, you can go Philly steak, you can go grilled cheese, you can go gyro, you can do a whole slew of things here at the Brewerton Diner. And while you're here, make sure you sign up for the savings program, make sure you sign up for our Syracuse basketball ticket giveaways, and make sure you also are on the lookout for the Brewerton Diner in terms of their connection with Grubhub. All right, let's talk a little bit more Patriots, and then I promise I'm probably done with this whole thing. I actually have had football fatigue for the last several weeks. The Super Bowl exhausted me as well. The 2-week hype, the lead-in, and all that sort of thing. But I want to get into, the historical significance of the dynasty. This team for 18 years has been doing it. This team has been to 8 straight conference championship games. They've won 6 Super Bowls. They've been in it in the dynasty. They've been in the Super Bowl 33%, or half the time, and they've won 33% of the time. It's a startling figure. I just think when you look at all the dynasties in pro sports history, from hockey and the Oilers of the 80s, the Islanders of the 80s, the Red Wings of the 90s, the Canadians back in the 50s, that stretch with Brodeur and the Devils, the recent Penguins, Blackhawks type time period. You look at the dynasties in football. You look at the 60s Packers, 70s Steelers, 80s Niners, 90s Cowboys. You go all the way back to the Dallas Bears if you want. In basketball, you go 80s Lakers, 80s Celtics, 90s Bulls, the recent Spurs. You look at the Kobe Shaq Lakers. That's another recent one. You go back to the Russell Auerbach Celtics, of course, possibly the greatest dynasty of all time in terms of 11 out of 13 seasons winning NBA championships. And then you look at Major League Baseball. You look at the Yankees in the 30s and the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, early 60s, the Joe Torre Yankees, the Big Red Machine, the A's dynasty of the 70s as well. I think this Patriots dynasty is right up with any dynasty in the history of sports. And frankly, some of the ones that I just mentioned, it probably trumps because they've won 6 championships. There are a lot of dynasties that can say that they've won 4, that they've won 5, but 6, that's pretty crazy. The Patriots also, the other thing is the sustainability in going just about every single year. When they don't, they're still in the conference championship game. It's not like they miss the postseason or they have an under 500 season or whatever the case may be. So this well-oiled machine, I think, from a dynastic standpoint in the history of the game, it is really right there with anybody. And I think the one reason why you can start to put the Patriots ahead of a lot of other teams, not just because of the win total of the Super Bowls and the amount of times they've gotten to the dance, but the flat-out fact is that this is designed, right? The NFL is designed with the salary cap and with all the other things going on. It is designed to not have this happen. It's designed to not have the Patriots win 6 Super Bowls in 18 years, to go to the Super Bowl 9 times in 18 years, to be in the conference championship game 8 straight years. When you're at the top of the football mountain, you're supposed to fall quickly. That's really the reality of the situation. You're supposed to lose. You're supposed to have trouble in terms of keeping that sustainability up. And we'll have just a few more minutes here on this 9 minutes with Mike Lindsley video to kind of get a little bit more into this. But I'd love to hear your feedback. Hit me on Twitter at Mike L Sports. Let me know where you think the dynasty sits. I think even though they're 5 rings behind Russell and the Celtics and Auerbach and all that, I think there's a real chance for the Patriots to get a couple more. I think I predicted a while back, I think 3-4 years ago, that Brady and Belichick would probably go to 11 and they'd win 7. That's very possible. They just have to go to 2 more and win 1. And I don't think they're going anywhere anytime soon. They've got 12 picks in the NFL draft. They've got cap space. Brady and Belichick will come back. Edelman will come back. They've got the right pieces in there. And I really think, if they win a couple more, it might be them and the Red Auerbach Celtics, standing in kind of in their own category. Maybe the 30s Yankees with, Garrick DiMaggio, maybe that, 36 to 41 kind of range, 42. But there will be very few dynasties. And again, with the way the parity is and the way the league is set up, and oh, by the way, the extra rounds in the playoffs, in all the sports now, in social media and the constant 24/7, 365 sports world we live in with, cable channels and all the rest, it's hard. I mean, it is hard to win today in all the sports, and it's arguably the most difficult in the NFL. And I think when you look at the structure of the league, I think when you look at the way it's set up to make you fail, and the fact that New England has basically just kind of slapped that away, it's incredible. Like, the NFL gets all this credit for, the parity in the league, and the fact that it's any given Sunday and all this stuff for 17 weeks. But I got news for you: there's more parity in baseball than there is the NFL. I don't think it's close. And the Patriots are proving my point by going to the Super Bowl 9 times in 18 years and winning it 6. It's just incredible what they've done. And I think because of that reason, I think you can kind of almost put them neck and neck with the Celtics of Red Auerbach, because, back then, again, didn't have a ton of teams, didn't travel as much. Granted, today I understand the travel. They're in first-class seats. They have private planes. They have their own trainer, their own nutritionist. I get that. But you're still traveling back and forth. You're still playing. You're playing more games. You're playing more playoff games. Again, the pressure and this kind of thing, the fishbowl, right, in Boston, the fishbowl in big markets, the pressure to win, New York, Boston, etc. It's just a different animal. But I think you can compare, because of the amount of times they've gotten there and the 6 wins in their respective era, with the salary cap and the way it's structured to knock them down off the mountain once they get there. I think you can compare the Patriots a little bit to that Russell Auerbach dynasty for the Boston Celtics. I would tell you that I think the Celtics, I would give them the nod, of course, because, come on, man, 11 titles in 13 seasons, you've got to be kidding me. But, boy, the Patriots are awfully close, and because they have one more title, you can probably put them ahead of the Tory Yankees. As much as that pains me to say, you can put them ahead of the Spurs. You can put them ahead of the 80s Lakers, the 80s Celtics. I personally, look, Michael Jordan's Bulls 6 for 6. I never thought I was going to see an athlete win 6 rings again. I'm not lying. I thought that was it. The Jordan, Pippen, all the guys who won 6 rings. I didn't think I was ever going to see it again. And a guy who is arguably or is the greatest of all time wins 6 rings. But here we are. We've seen it now with Tom Brady, and there's a chance he could win another one, get to a couple more Super Bowls, and it's just remarkable. Well, thanks for watching 9 Minutes with me here on IGTV and YouTube. Of course, you can follow me on Twitter at Mike L Sports, and make sure you visit pinstripepassion.com for my Yankees and baseball commentary. Make sure you're in and around Central New York. You got to get here to the Brewerton Diner. They've got a slew of awesome breakfast items, a slew of great lunch items. This place is fantastic. Just off the Bartell Road exit in Brewerton. Stop by, check them out on Grubhub. Sign up for the savings program. They've got gift cards. Sign up for the Syracuse basketball ticket giveaway as well. This place is fantastic. The Brewerton Diner is the official diner of the ML Sports Platter. Thanks again for watching, and of course, as I always tell you, enjoy the games.